is always a pleasure to chat to you about your films. This is quite a special time, you know, with actors of that caliber acting together in a little bit of a theatrical way.
Yes.
How much do you resist the will to direct them too much? But of course, you have to be in their ear.
No, exactly. You're right. You know, the director is always the first audience for an actor, right? So that's almost the most valuable thing you can do. Just be the sounding board for everything that they're doing. And obviously, we do a lot of discussion and planning. But yes, I find two things. One is you do no harm. You want to stay out of the way, especially when great things are happening. But also, it's you'd be surprised that actors of this caliber, they crave feedback and collaboration. You know, that is, and I think sometimes people, you know, revere people like that too. I think that becomes a problem for them. They just want to, how's it going? What do you think? So it's, and you've met them. They are the most wonderful, down-to-earth people. So it gets be very familiar very quickly.
My intuition, I'm not a director, is that the actors of that caliber are the reason why they're able to be ahead of their audience as the characters.
Yes.
Is it the right impression that it would be completely different with less apt actors?
I think so. I really do. And I think in this case specifically, where there's some agenda, there's always something going on underneath. These actors know how to, they don't play that at all, but somehow they suggest their thoughts become so visible, you know. Somehow they do it. It's alchemy, it's a mystery. You don't know what it is, but I do think that adds to the pleasure of the movie, you know. This is a movie about actors, liars, they're performers, played by some of the best actors we have.
Tell us about the first time you came across the script, or was it the book,
Yes.
or you know, what was the book fascinating enough to make a film?
It was, yes. The producer Greg Yolen had read it, gave it to me. I read it on a plane, and immediately it was a combination of a great part for Ian. It was Hitchcockian, thrilling, great twists and turns, and also it had this one scene involving Helen's character 2/3 of the way through that I was desperate to see with a movie audience.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
They spoke about their joy of filming in real locations.
Yes.
Is it the same for directors? Does the location bring the authenticity to the story, especially for that kind of film?
There's no question. London is a character in this movie, and specifically parts of London you've never seen before. You know, I show it to some people in America, and they think we shot in California, but London has these suburbs that are very, you know,
similar,
contemporary, and they feel extremely kind of modern, and so it was fun to explore new parts of London, but it was so crucial because even the settings themselves are lies, you know. Roy never lives, Ian's character never lives in one place for more than 6 months. So everything is a clue in the movie.
They also go on holiday in
That's
in
right,
Berlin,
to Berlin, which was a great treat. Yes.
Yeah, because it's such a beautiful city as well to capture, isn't it?
It really is, yes. And again, to try to stay away from the obvious places there, you know, but just that sense of it being so haunted and yet so vibrant, you know, that was something we were trying to capture. And yeah, this movie takes a surprising turn into, you know, the European past, and that was a perfect place to explore that.
The turns of the film is for the enjoyment of the audience, and we really should never reveal those.
Exactly, yeah.
But is there a good metaphor about acting as well, in the sense that the more experienced actors are, the more their backstory informs them as actors?
You know, I think that's true. I think, you know, Helen, for example, talked about how she found this wasn't a part, I think like Catherine the Great, where she does a lot of research because it's someone who's very different from herself. She felt that she really wanted to find the places where this part and she intersected, you know. So there is a lot of, that's why I keep saying the casting of Helen Mirren is the first clue. Because in the first part of the movie, she's playing a gullible widow who's about to be taken by Ian McKellen. And I think we all know, because of what we know of Helen Mirren, that's not all that's going on with her, you know. And I think the same thing for Ian. It's a combination of, you know, a lifetime on the stage of playing great Shakespeare parts, including Shakespearean villains. You know, we've seen, and he's done less of that in movies, but he's certainly done it, you know, with Magneto and That Pupil. But then combined with the charm, right? The charm of Gandalf, you know. So everything we know about the two of them, and especially the fact that they are so accomplished as pretenders, I think is what fills in the blanks of the movie.
Absolutely.